Assassin's Creed has been a massive part of gaming in the past 15 years, and they still are coming out with new ideas today. Yes, newer games might not be what the older fans want, but they are pretty solid games when you look at the content they give you. A few weeks before we made this video, Ubisoft had its live stream that showed off the future of Assassin's Creed, which looks pretty good from what we were shown. It showed off future projects, including one that takes place in feudal Japan, which was something that fans have been asking for years. They're also releasing an Assassin's Creed game that is taking place in Germany, and it's supposedly about witches. The most interesting part of this showcase for us is what this video is about: Assassin's Creed Mirage. The game was said to be bringing back the roots of the series. People are also saying that it takes a lot of inspiration from the first Assassin's Creed game, which has a lot of people, including us, extremely excited for the release. If they are, in fact, going back to the roots of the series, then there are a bunch of things we hope to see in the game when it releases. Here are 8 things we need and hope for in Assassin's Creed Mirage. This video is sponsored by Aura. Aura is an identity theft service and fraud protection for your finances, personal info, and family. It's easy to understand, simple to set up, and all in one place. Not many people know this, but every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity theft, which has cost the US over $56 billion in 2020 alone. Aura gives you a secure password manager, identity theft protection, a VPN, antivirus, and more, all in one place. If you use our sponsored link in the description of this video, you will get a free 2-week trial for Aura to test out the services. And if you decide you don't like it, there is no charge to you. Alright, back to the video. Weapon systems in the previous games have always been hit or miss. What we want to see is a weapon system that Assassin's Creed Unity had. There are a great variety of different weapons to use, and each one would give you a different experience when in combat. It also had an insanely good equipment system that allowed you to customize your character however you like. It wasn't just the weapons that we enjoyed having variety, but the gear you can equip as well. There were so many different outfits with bonuses that you can collect and equip, and it made for a very satisfying system. All Mirage needs to have is a system that is as robust as Unity's weapon and gear system, while also feeling unique. It definitely will be difficult to determine what type of systems they will put into the game, but let's hope they do a good job with them. One major part of the Assassin's Creed series that we were really never a big part of was the multiplayer modes. Not only did a ton of people play them, but they were considered some of the best multiplayer games in the past decade. People really enjoyed the multiplayer modes in both Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 3, and there really hasn't been another resurgence since then. What Mirage needs is a mode that can keep the game alive until the next Assassin's Creed game comes out. It doesn't matter if it's simple or complicated, it needs to keep people's attention for hours and let them experience the world of Assassin's Creed with their friends. That is what kept Unity alive for so long, so why not improve on everything the other games did so well? Our main issue with the past 3 games in the series is how large the worlds are. Not only did they try to make the games bigger than the previous entries, but they tried to make the worlds bigger than most other AAA games. Because of this reason, they didn't have the time to put in as many details into the world since it feels stretched out. Mirage needs to be a lot smaller, which the game is confirmed to be, so Ubisoft can develop the areas and make it feel fuller. There needs to be a good reason to explore, not just being more Ubisoft bloat they place in every single one of their games. We hope they make it to where you want to explore to find all the secrets, so it keeps you interested the whole time you are playing. The soundtracks of the games can actually determine the tone. If you have played Revelations or even AC3, then you will know what we mean by that. If a game doesn't have a great soundtrack, then it takes away from the experience. AC Syndicate was one of those games that didn't have a good soundtrack and is one of the reasons why we didn't enjoy it that much. It also needs to fit the culture, since it does take place in Baghdad. We hope that Ubisoft takes inspiration from the best soundtracks in the series and incorporates that into the OST. If they don't, then the game will definitely feel very dull, at least to us. This goes hand in hand with the weapon system that we mentioned earlier. It goes a bit deeper than having a good quote-unquote weapon system with all the combat mechanics in the game. If you have a great weapon system without good mechanics, then there's really no point to it at all. If they take inspiration from the older AC games and sprinkle a bit of the newer AC game mechanics into it, then it will be a great system. The main thing we want to see in Mirage is dismemberment. Not only was this a great addition to Valhalla, but it needs to be added to every upcoming AC game in the future. It makes the combat feel that much better when comparing it to other titles like it. The parkour and traversal is by far some of the most important part of the series that needs to come back. Not only has parkour been dumbed down in the past few entries, but it hasn't been the focus. With the game going back to its roots, we hope that they add even more mechanics when it comes to traversal. There needs to be a lot of corridors, buildings, towers, hay bales, and much more than the older games had, so we definitely hope for more of that in Mirage. It would be great to see Unity's parkour make a comeback, since it did have some of the most satisfying parkour in any Assassin's Creed game to date. Stealth is another huge part of the whole Assassin's Creed universe. Whether you are tailing somebody or taking out enemies silently, there are so many ways that you can do stealth in the older games. Yes, the newer Assassin's Creed games do have stealth, but it doesn't feel as satisfying as the older games were. We hope that there are a ton of assassinations that you can complete besides the main story, so that there is other ways to enjoy the game. We hope that they put a bigger emphasis on stealth in this game, so it is all about you becoming an assassin. The story is the most important thing they need to get right in this game. Not only are they saying it's a linear story experience, but it's more focused on the story than other AC games in the past. The newer RPG AC games are focused on the story, but there's so much to do outside of it that you'll probably forget about the story while doing other things. Mirage needs to have a great narrative that gets you attached to these characters. If they don't, then the game isn't going to sell very well, and if the story is anything like the first game or even Revelations, then they will make a lot of Assassin's Creed fans happy. We hope you enjoyed this video, so let us know down in the comments exactly what you want to see in the upcoming Assassin's Creed games. There are plenty of other things we left out, so we hope you'd let us know. You can also join our Discord server, because we do have events and giveaways every once in a while. Not that often though. You should also check out our podcast, where we talk about news and even games that we played. Make sure to give this video a like if you enjoyed, and also consider subscribing, as it will get this video out to more people. All links are in the description, and thanks for watching.